Hello and welcome to this class, The Many Ways to Use Video to Grow Your Business. My name is Sarah Hoag. I am a photographer who also uses video in my business, and I also create videos. I was around last year taking headshots, and I also taught a lifestyle photography class. So my lane is really helping businesses showcase who they are and what they do, and just really infusing their personality and the day-to-day life into their business. So a couple of years ago, I decided to offer promo videos, and I offered them in a very specific way. And today I'm going to share exactly what I do. I'm going to walk through what I do with you and load you up on a lot of different ideas, because with video, it is not a one-size-fits-all. There are so many different things you can do. There are so many different creative things. So I really hope that this class just inspires you. My goal is really to load you up on ideas so that you can take 2 or 3 things and start implementing them in your business right away, in order to just get more eyes and more creativity and more ways of really marketing yourself and allowing people to kind of get a glimpse inside. So I'm going to give you a brief overview on what I'm going to talk about, and then we'll get started. I'm going to talk about promo videos, and really promotional videos, which is about your story, your brand story. And I'll really break down exactly what I do for my clients in my business. This is my forte, my formula. And then we're going to talk about a bunch of different types of video, and hopefully I can show you some examples as well. Testimonial videos in multiple ways, product videos, showing up in your videos with Janie Peters. Janie is a really great friend of mine. She was my real estate agent when I moved to Phoenix, and she started Video One Coaching, and I'll introduce her a little bit more later. And then just giving you lots of different visual ideas, so have your notebook and your pen ready. Then I'm going to go through some equipment with you and some software. Sound good? Yes, Sarah, sounds great. Cool. Great. Okay, so just go really quick back to myself, who I am. So I've been a photographer for 14 years. I started in the Bay Area, and then about 5 years ago, I moved to Phoenix Valley. I'm here, and it's currently 109. Don't be jealous. I know you're not. It's really nice when there's a pool nearby, but I personally don't own a pool. I have 3 beautiful kids who are all now homeschooling. I have one that just started high school, one that started middle school, and one that is in elementary. So this has been a very interesting season in my life. This just started last week, online homeschool stuff. So that's been interesting. So technology has been a must in our lives, as well as my husband coming home and working from home. So we've had quite the full house. So I believe good businesses educate, and it's the same is true in the gift basket industry, and therefore we need to illustrate. I'm here, I help my clients illustrate, but as a business owner, you need to really think about how to illustrate your business as well. So I really want you to, think through the stories that are present in your business. So let's go right into that. So promo videos. So the way that I do promo videos is I use a framework called Building a Story Brand by Donna Miller. It's a book, it's a podcast, it's a framework. There's even online classes. But what it is it's a 7-part framework that asks you 7 questions. And I send my clients a 7-part questionnaire that is very similar to their framework. Their framework is free, and I'll show you where to find it. And what's so beautiful about it is they give you, video modules to kind of get your wheels turning to answer the questions in this 7-part framework and really work out your script. So I have my clients, we talk about it. They answer these 7 questions. And if you were in the class that I did last year, This is the same thing I talked about, but it's so important that I have to talk about it again. And anytime I do something like this, I do talk about it. Okay, so there's basically 7 questions within this framework that you need to ask yourself. Who is your client and what problem do they have? How do you empathize with this problem? How do you demonstrate competency in solving their problem? What call to action will you have them make when hearing this? So like, do you want them to go to the website? Do you want them to schedule a call? Okay, what success will they have? Will they feel after securing your product or service? Who or what is the enemy for your client? What does the process of working with you look like? What will happen if they don't book with you, or what consequences might they face if they don't use your services? And that can be a very short part. And then who would your client be like after they've worked with you? How will they feel after working with you? Are they going to feel relief? Are they going to feel competent? Are they going to feel successful or thoughtful? So what's that aspirational identity that your client wants? I'm sure it's to be, they're going to appreciate someone, and maybe their reward is that they feel that other people are loved by them. Okay, so that's the 7 parts. I have people fill that out. It takes time, it takes thought. You can do this too. I highly recommend it. And then after answering those questions, you kind of turn it into a script. And I create 1-minute videos. I'm very specific on keeping them at 1 minute because that fits on Instagram without it being IGTV. People can't pay attention for very long, so you don't want 3-4 minute brand story videos. It will also fit in the cover of your Facebook cover photo. And you can use it as an advertisement. You can use it on your website. So it's typically, if somebody's going to do a branding session with me, they'll really quickly say, yeah, I want to do the 1-minute promo video as well. So once we get this script in, I send those 7 questions to a copywriter that I have. You can do it yourself. It's just typically a little bit hard to do for yourself. You can also go on StoryBrand's website and ask and pay for someone to do that as well. Or you can go off script and create whatever you want. But the way I just do it that way, so that I have a script that's about 50 seconds, and then I do voiceover. Voiceover either in first person for that client. We can use, I use a microphone on my phone. I'll use a microphone with the computer to record it. I typically want a quiet place to go ahead and record it, or just leave it to my client to record it and send it to me. Then we'll go through a bunch of visual ideas, but then I basically write down all of the visuals that pertain to that person's business, and we go through and shoot them. And we just do the music and the voiceover. You may have seen a promo video I've done for Debbie Quintana. Then, illustrations. So illustrations are, what are all the visuals? And I'm going to go through closer to the end a lot of different visual ideas. So that's promo videos the way that I do it. I keep them short and sweet, clear, so that people understand. Basically, the whole point is to be the hero in someone else's story, that your brand story or your story brand is not about you and how long you've started your company and all the things that make you great, but really about what makes your client great and what makes it easy on them to use your services and how they're going to feel after they use your services. So it's the story of your business. So really think about the story of your business. Maybe each basket, each box, each gift, each interaction, you can think through the process of what that's like for them, and then you help people mentally move in, more so with video than with photos, but photos work in the same kind of way. Okay, so let's move on to testimonial videos. Testimonial videos are another really powerful way to to showcase your business to future clients. I have asked clients, and I'll show you a little bit of that, to take a video of themselves 10 to 20 seconds long about their experience with me. And I'll say just 2 to 3, I'll ask them specifically, can you just say 2 to 3 things that you enjoyed about working with me? And these are clients that I already know are happy. They've sent me an email saying thank you so much, or they've really articulated it well on the email. And so I know they would be a great person to ask. And maybe there's somebody who already shows up online in their business. And so I also don't feel like it's going to be too hard for them to shoot a quick video of themselves. Give instructions with this. So do you want it to be portrait? Do you want it to be landscape when they take it? Do you want it to be with products in the frame? Do you want it to just be whatever? But it's really important that you give people instructions, otherwise they'll send it to you in a different way, and the last thing you want to do is ask them to reshoot it. But it is, can you imagine getting 10 testimonial videos from clients? So say you ask 30, and believe me, ask over the amount of people that you want, and say you get 10, and you just go ahead and put all those videos together and do 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds of testimonials of different things that people are hitting on in regards to your business and their experience with your business. That speaks volumes to people. That is not just you up there telling everybody how great you are. You are allowing everyone to say for you what they got out, whether it was simplicity of use, whether it was the reaction their aunt had or their client had, or whether it was them getting it themselves and what a surprise and how thoughtful it was. All of those things can be done, because the language that other people or your favorite clients are speaking, or that are going to speak directly to your desired clients, so much greater than what you think that they want to hear. So let me say that again in a different way. But the language your clients are using and how they are talking about your services is gold to your business. And if you were to just write down what you think people want to hear, you will probably miss the mark. If you hear back from those clients, and some people keep a folder in their inbox of, praise when someone sends them, look at that language. That's the language you want to be using in your marketing videos, as well as just using unboxing. So unboxing by clients or influencers, and I'll chat a little bit about that. So ask those clients maybe that are giving you a testimonial video to, if they have the gift or they have something from the gift, you could ask them to also record 5 to 10 seconds of maybe the candle that they got, or their favorite charcuterie board, the way it was set up, or if they have any photos where it was set up in use. You can send boxes or gifts to your favorite clients or people or influencers, meaning, those that have a large following, and ask them in exchange if they would make a quick video of opening the gift. So someone else holding it or it on a tripod, and them opening the gift and going through each thing. FabFitFun is the king or queen of this type of model, where they send the box out to people and they ask people to just go through each and everything and discover it. Everybody loves that feeling of like, what's in the box? I want to know what's in the box. And we never really know until these influencers get the boxes and they start to open them. But if you had, 3 or 4 of these unboxings that you could put together, or just even the one, and you have people put it in, that's a great way to advertise your business, again, through someone else that's having an experience with your gift. Okay. Product videos. So we just said, unboxing, reactions, also just taking a beautiful display of the product itself, showcasing your gift, and you could show things going into it and how it was made. You could show it as is, to go with your promo video, as well as to just showcase on your social media. They could be 10 seconds long, it can be 20 seconds long, but people are interacting with video a lot more than just images alone. And you can even use images to create a video. So I was going to talk a little bit later on about things like stop motion videos. So stop motion are done with photos where you could show an empty box or an empty basket and all the products down, and then take a photo of the first thing in, the second thing in, the third, fourth, fifth, until you get it full, or the other way around, and just put those videos right next to each other to create a stop motion video. So it's just a fun way of showcasing what products are in your gift and the potential reaction of it. Okay, showing up in your videos. This is something I'm really bad at. I'm gonna be honest, I am so guilty of, going live and being on my business page or my Instagram or my Facebook. I do it sometimes. I do like stories and I do like documenting things in my personal life, but I tend to do more of my kids or my dogs or maybe some behind the scenes. But I tend to hide a little bit, which I'm really, really guilty of, because I, turn the camera toward myself and go, what do I look like today? However, it is really powerful when you show up. This is a thing that I know, which is why I'm bringing Janie on in just a second, because she is a coach to help people show up. So anyhow, these are some ideas so that when she's talking, you guys can think through how you can see yourself showing up. So introducing yourself and your team. We think that people know who we are, but they don't. Maybe they've even met you in person once or twice, but they may not know your story or why you did start the business. So introducing yourself, maybe you were a tax accountant before you launched your dream of gifting. Maybe you worked in corporate America. So give a little more insight into who you are. However, a tip is to keep it short and sweet. Keep them wanting to come back, and you can give fun facts and other little stories later. Don't go, on a 10-minute full backstory. Just give them a little bit about, did you know about yourself? And then also, introducing your team. Now, say you have a team of 5, and you can have each person take a turn each week, giving a 30-second snippet about themselves and their name and what they do there and kind of what their role is. Maybe they're the one that shrink wraps everything and people are fascinated by that. It's fun to find those little things out. Give a tour of your facilities. Not just a tour, but show people how maybe things are made or how things are done in your warehouse, in your office. Maybe a step-by-step. Introduce a new product or service, teasers of upcoming launches. Maybe there's a new service, maybe there's a new product, all of those things that are coming up. Those are ways to keep people on the hook and wanting to just hear more from you. Education. How does something work? How to put together a basket. I know that you're in the business of doing this, but people really appreciate hearing from you. And often when you tell them, I just told you how I do promo videos, I just gave away the whole thing that I do. It doesn't take the value away from me, because it actually increases the value, because people start to see inside the process of what goes on and how I break that down. And they realize I don't want to DIY this. I really want to go to Sarah and have her do this. And the same is true for you. Sometimes they can DIY it. Other times they're going to say, that's a lot of work. And, maybe you have the cool ribbon printing machine, or you source your cheese from a certain place, or local honey, and that's a lot for somebody to do. So the client that you're ultimately going to attract is the one that just loves the thought and the process that you put into it. So you giving that away is fine, in my opinion. You're going to help people, you're going to give them value, and they're going to come back for more. Going live on Facebook or Instagram, you can host a Q&A. I really recommend having a few questions ahead of time that you know people have, and starting your Q&A off that way, because I've seen it where people go on and they say, yeah, ask me questions. Okay, everybody, ask me questions. Anybody want to ask me a question? If you have 3 to 5 questions that you already know that people have, you'll have a little momentum in your live, and not feel like there's crickets out there. Special announcements, anything going on, anything, again, new that you're getting in. And then frequently asked questions. Like, what are the questions you get all the time? Maybe even how to order, or when something's going to be back in stock. Okay, on to my favorite, Janie Peters. So Janie specializes in helping people identify and achieve their personal and professional goals by stepping in front of the camera, speaking confidently, and creating videos that truly resonate with their target audience. She teaches how to embrace your authentic self, how to communicate, and how to connect with people who need your company and address their needs. Janie loves helping others succeed and looks forward to helping you. It's time to show up and stand out. Are you ready? It'll be fun. That's our promise. And just a little note about Janie. She really fell in love with helping women find their voice and be able to step on a stage. That's where this concept was really birthed, was seeing women stand out and get some confidence to step on a stage and get out of their head and stop overthinking it, which is what I do. So I really appreciate her. She is just non-judgmental, there to help and see people succeed. So I really hope you enjoy hearing from her.
What are the thoughts that go through your mind when a video camera is in front of your face? Are you comfortable? Are you totally relaxed? Are you on point with exactly what it is you want to say? Or are you the exact opposite? Stage fright sets in. You're not yourself. You're in your head too much. You don't know what to say. I'm Janie Peters, the owner of Video One Coaching, and I am here to give you a very quick tutorial to knock it out of the park when it comes to showing up on camera. Who are you talking to? The very first thing I work on with my coaching clients with regard to video is, who are you talking to? Who is your target audience? The best way to get out of your head and create a video that's engaging is to, number one, first start with your target audience. And I prefer to take it all the way down to a singular level. Think of one person. Who is that perfect customer? You've had them in the past, right? You're like, oh my gosh, this is a dream customer. You got to think of that ideal customer and you talk to them and them only. That is going to help you tremendously when it comes to connecting to a camera lens when you're creating video. So, who are you talking to? All right, so now you know who you're talking to. What do you want to tell them? Every video you create, it's like a conversation. It's a sales pitch in a way, right? You want to take that customer along a customer journey. You want them to do something. There is a call to action with every single video. It can be something very small, it could be something big, but whatever it is, you need to be thinking about that call to action, that end result. And then you build out from there. I suggest when you're first getting started with video, script the whole thing. Write it word for word. Make sure you have all your points and you're concise and you have it down and you know exactly what it is you want to convey. Read it and read it and read it and get comfortable with the material. And then take it all away and use bullets. And if you don't need bullets, then remove the bullets altogether. But you don't want to be reading anything when you're on camera. Think about when you're talking to somebody. Are you reading something as you're talking to them? I mean, maybe sometimes if you're wanting to read them something, but generally, you're just looking right into their eyes. And that is the lens in this situation. So the most important thing is to not be so scripted and memorizing everything, last thing you want to say, is just to have an idea of what it is, script it, and then reduce that down to just bullets so you can stay on point and you make sure that you make those certain points that you want to say. But the most important thing is just to have that information and then just talk naturally. Okay, now that you know who you're talking to and you know what you're going to say, let's set the stage. And when I say set the stage, I mean the most simplistic setup as possible. Bare minimum. You should not have to go out and buy any fancy camera equipment or lighting or mics or anything like that. What you want to do is use your smartphone. Your smartphone is perfect when it comes to taking videos, right? And if you don't want to use your smartphone, you can use a webcam that's already built into your computer. So think about what you already have and just make sure the camera, the lens, is set up at eye level or slightly above eye level, as if you're having a conversation with someone. So you don't want to have it too high, too low, off to the side. Eye level and good lighting. You want your face lit up. You want to have good lighting on your face. That's so important. And next is audio. So the internal mic on your smartphone is good enough as long as you don't have too much background noise where you're recording. Now, if you do, you might want to invest in a lapel mic, and that's something that you can get a longer cord with it. I mean, very nominal investment here, probably $10 to $15 on Amazon. So, camera at eye level, face lit up, and good audio. As long as you got those three, I'd say you're ready to record. All right, so you got your studio set up. You know who you're going to talk to. You know what you're going to tell them. Now it's time to get in front of the camera, right? Here are some tips to help you just be yourself. And it's actually easier to be yourself than it is to be something you're not. But many of us fall into that trap that, well, I got to perform now because I got, I'm lit up and I got this camera on me and I've got to put my best foot forward, and you get too far into your head and you're not connecting. So remember, you're talking to a person and you're telling them about your product or your service or whatever it is. So stay grounded in that and just be yourself. That is the most important thing when it comes to communicating with video, is just to be relaxed and be yourself. I heard this quote. It is just, I don't know who said it, but the more you are, the less competition you have. Just however quirky you are, your silly personality, let it shine. Let it come out. Because that's what ingratiates people to you. Don't strive for perfection. Don't think you have to say everything perfectly. Don't think you can't mess up and start over and laugh at yourself or have a distraction. That just makes you more real. And we are all out there in the world. We're all craving real, right? Authentically you. That's your goal. The last thing I want to talk about is video conferencing. Whether or not you plan to use videos to market your business and create your own video marketing and put it out on social media or what have you, you may find yourself in a video conference call. And it's probably happening quite often. And I want to give you some tips because I see a lot of people not quite showing up like they should on these calls. Go back to what I already mentioned. You want your camera, if it's a webcam, you want your camera to be eye level, number one. So move your screen up, prop it up however you can, and get that camera eye level. You want your face to be very well lit up, not overabundance of light, but just enough to where you are being lit up so they can really see you, and you want to have good audio. So sometimes it's even just, you know, putting in some earbuds or whatever. If you have to have cords, it's fine, because having to be heard and to have good audio on these calls is so important. Lastly, be engaged in the call all the way through. I see too many of these calls where it's obvious someone is checking email and doing other work and just multitasking and just waiting to talk. And the best way to go about video conferencing is to really be engaged. When someone else is speaking, look at that person on the screen, of course, and nod, smile. Let them know that you hear them and that you agree with them or you have a question. And when it's your turn to talk, make sure you're looking at the camera. Don't look at yourself on the screen. I know how tempting that is to do, to make sure your hair is okay, nothing's in your teeth. But the best way to connect with people is to look at the camera. That's it. When they see you, they feel like you're looking right at them. It is the best way to go about video conferencing. So anyway, that is it. I hope you found those tips helpful. I'm going to toss it back over to the wonderful, amazing Sarah Hoag. And just if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Janie Peters. I am the owner of Video One Coaching. That is video1coaching.com. And my number, 602-888-4099.
Awesome. As you can tell, there's a lot of love between Janie and I. She's so great. And might I add that this is the funny, ironic thing about teaching video is that we're showing up today on video. Normally this would just be in a class, which is another way of, showing up, but this is showing up online. And I'm creating a video, to talk about video. So it really enables us in this time that we're living in more than ever to grow our business by showing up online, by showing up on video. So I'm going to go over a couple more visual ideas just to help your wheels turn about things that you can also record. Screen recording. I'm doing that right now through QuickTime Player. I'm doing a new movie, but I can also use QuickTime Player to screen record just like my Google screen or my whole entire screen. The best way to utilize this would be a website walkthrough. I like to screen record clients' websites to show people exactly what page they need to go to or where they need to click in order to order. If they need to fill out some sort of application, if they want to select which basket, they can start to see the products that you already have nicely displayed on your website. Maybe you have an app and you want to show how to use it. That's another great one to record. We talked about, online testimonials. That's a great way. So maybe you have 5 to 10 or more online written testimonials, and maybe those are on your website, maybe they're on your Google listing, maybe they're on Yelp, I don't know. But what you can do is you can have different people and different voices go ahead and read aloud those testimonials versus having to ask somebody who's already written this, or maybe that's not going to feel great in front of the camera, and go ahead and show those words coming out on the page, have someone read it while showing other places on your website or other visuals that I'm going to even talk about. So that's just a nice something that's already done for you that you can use in another way. Product in use. Like I said, is it a candle? Is it foods that can be consumed? Can you show it being received? Someone knocking at the door and them being pleasantly surprised that they received something, them opening or unboxing like we talked about, them consuming it, kids eating the gummy bears that came in there. day in the life. This could be day in the life of your office, or what goes on behind the scenes. It could be day in the life of somebody who's having a hard day, and then they receive your gift and they are happy, they are surprised, they're excited, all of the emotions. How to put a gift together, make an order, time lapse, and then stop motion. So stop motion I talked about earlier, basically taking multiple photographs, then putting them all together in a video. There are apps for that, but you can just use any editing software that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Time lapse, you could say maybe this is you in the warehouse putting a gift together, and you set your phone up to record as you're putting everything together, and just put that out on Instagram, and then show maybe like it slowed down at the end for the final product. It's just kind of fun thing to do. So you're running around different places. Okay, on to equipment suggestions. Now, disclaimer, I am not a big gearhead, meaning I'm not super tech savvy. I get away with keeping things pretty minimal. And because this is just a class on how to, just use more video, I'm going to keep things as simple as I possibly can. And I hope that you can appreciate that, because you do not need a ton of gear. Now, I am a photographer that creates videos. I do not call myself a videographer, because I don't want to purchase all of the equipment that comes with a videographer, which is really a lot on the sound equipment part. So I do have some mics, but I keep them very minimal, and I don't, mic the whole room or do things like that. So I use my phone for a lot. I have a iPhone 11 Pro. I love it. It takes 4K video. I have to select it, but it works very well. And my iPhone 11 Pro, and I use this gimbal called Smooth. It's got kind of like a little tripod here at the bottom that I can turn on. So I'm going to just turn it on. Usually it makes a little noise. There it is. And then with this, I can just control it going up and down from side to side just with my thumb right here on this pad. It also has application that comes with it, but I don't use it. I just use it simply as is. So I can put this over into 4K, and then I can record myself as I'm recording this and what's coming up next, and my desktop, maybe outside a little bit. So I bought it for about $100. It's gone up in price, and now there's a lot of comparison out there on the market on Amazon and other things that you can probably find. So I'll show you where to find this, but you can probably find, I think I saw one on Amazon for $89. That was not too bad. Okay, I also use a DSLR camera. You might have one of these, you might not, but this is what I use, and I put on it a little mini tripod. Just screw that on there. Those are the only two things, or I guess that's technically three. It's the phone, the gimbal, and DSLR with the little tripod that I use, and then I use the voiceover, and then I use iMovie. And right now I'm using QuickTime Player, so we'll get into the software in just a minute. But I wanted to just show you a couple of different products. So Mac sells this Shure MV88 Plus video. So this is $250. It's got a microphone, it's got that little tripod and somewhat mini gimbal because it'll move. You can just move that around. So if you want to record something or if you want to hold it, that's one setup that's somewhat simple. These little ring lights, the clips. I have one right here. It's battery operated. You can turn it on 3 different levels, and then you can clip it onto, your computer. You can clip it onto your phone. What's nice is that it's just rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries, and it's very portable. So if you did want to just clip it onto your phone, talking to your phone, that's one way that you can light things up without it being too expensive. Ring lights. Many people have, talked about ring lights. The reason they're so popular is because they really get under the shadows in your face. I'm not currently using a ring light. I'm using 2 different lamps that I have by my desk. Just $10 lamps from Walmart. But ring lights are very nice, especially for those that, talk about beauty and different things. But I will show you what I use. And I brought these out when I taught last year. These are continuous video lights. They have different power levels with, ones that they have on the market. But the reason I like these is that they're temperature controlled and you can turn the brightness up and down. I use these when I do photo shoots as well as videos, depending on the lighting situation. I mean, majority of the time you're just gonna wanna walk outside or walk near a window, but there might be scenarios or cases where maybe you want to show something going on in the warehouse, you just don't have the lighting for it. That's when you want to up level to something like this. The other thing that I love about these is that they are portable and battery operated. So I don't have to worry about cords, or if there's going to be outlets, I can just pick one up and move it. And having 2 is definitely better than 1 because you can put them across so that you don't have really harsh or strong shadows in one direction. Okay, editing software. So I'm currently using QuickTime Player. QuickTime Player is, I think, right around $10 maybe, not quite sure. And I'm editing on iMovie. So I create the video on QuickTime, then I edit in iMovie. My son uses Filmora on his PC, and actually he's available. He does do, people send him like their different videos, maybe like testimonial videos, and he puts them together. So he's done that for a few of my clients when it's jobs that I don't want to take on, but I give to him that he's willing to do in his time. And then iMovie's for Mac, Filmora is PC and Mac, and I believe Filmora has an app. Final Cut Pro is a big software. It's expensive. Same with Adobe Premiere. Those are the granddaddies of editing software, and that's if you want to take a little more time. Now, I can't really get into all the different editing software. That would be a whole nother class and review, and there are so many great videos on YouTube that you can put in what is the best editing app, video editing app, or desktop video editing app. But for me, I like iMovie because it's simple. It's simple. It's easy for me to learn. I don't need all the fancy tricks. I just like to keep it pretty simple. And then Adobe Premiere came out with Adobe Premiere Rush, which is an app that is getting rave reviews. So I haven't used it myself, but that is something that I found when I was looking into it that people are raving about. So if you do like to edit things on your phone, you can go for that. Thank you so much for spending this time today. I so appreciate you, and I wish that I could be in person to see so many of you, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. And let me know if you have questions. We have an exclusive offer for you, $100 off of my services. Now, I am in Phoenix. I'm in Litchfield Park, which is just west near Deb Quintana. I do go to Northern California and Southern California quite frequently, not recently. And I also go to Chicago. So if you're in those areas, I may be able to help you out. But Janie Peters, she is online and she does a lot of video coaching over Zoom, and she has programs and things like that. So those are, 2 offers for you. out of this class. And yeah, a free 30-minute strategy with Janie is awesome. Believe me, she will add value to your life. So I would definitely take her up on that offer. Again, thank you so much, and I hope I get to see you next year. Bye-bye.